The Vikings, the legendary seafarers of the north, were some of the most fearless explorers in history. They sailed across vast, uncharted oceans and reached the shores of North America long before Columbus. But despite their reputation for conquering new lands, the Vikings didn't colonize the New World. What made these fierce warriors retreat from the vast, untamed wilderness of North America? In the year 1000, a Viking explorer named Leif Erikson led an expedition to a land he called Vinland. Today we know this as the northeastern tip of Canada, specifically L'Anse aux Meadows in Newfoundland. This site is the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America, but after only a few short years, the Vikings mysteriously abandoned it. Why did the Vikings leave? Archaeologists and historians have been trying to answer this question for years. Some of the most likely reasons include the harsh environment, limited resources, and dangerous conflicts with the native people who lived there long before the Vikings arrived. The Vikings were no strangers to harsh climates. They had already settled in Greenland and Iceland, both of which have brutal winters and tough living conditions. But North America posed even greater challenges. The region's unpredictable weather, difficult terrain, and the absence of familiar resources made survival harder than they anticipated. Another critical factor was the Vikings' interaction with the indigenous peoples of North America. The Norsemen called them Skraelings, which means small or weak people. But in reality, these native populations were skilled hunters and fighters, adapted to the land in ways the Vikings were not. There is evidence to suggest that violent clashes occurred between the two groups, which may have contributed to the Vikings' decision to abandon their settlement. Unlike in Europe, where the Vikings thrived on raiding and trading, the isolation of North America made it difficult to sustain their way of life. The long supply lines between Greenland, Iceland, and Vinland were costly and unreliable. Without the ability to maintain a stable foothold, the Vikings had no choice but to return home. The Vikings were exceptional explorers, but North America presented challenges that even they couldn't overcome. Their society was built on mobility, raiding, trading, and moving from place to place. When those options were limited, it made long-term settlement much more difficult. Still, the Viking presence in North America wasn't a failure. The settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows is a testament to their bravery and ambition. It shows us that the Vikings were capable of incredible feats of exploration, sailing thousands of miles across treacherous seas to a land no European had ever seen. Vinland may have been abandoned, but the Viking spirit of adventure never died. Their journey to North America, though brief, remains one of the most extraordinary achievements in the history of exploration. They were the first Europeans to set foot in the New World, a feat that would not be repeated for nearly 500 years.